This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com. This is my latest Kentucky Derby 2022 points race video in my series, and this is the 15th race in the series. Through the first 14 races, my top choices have 3 wins and 6 second place finishes. My latest second place finish was last week in the Lecomte Stakes. My top choice Epicenter made all the running, and he led from gate to almost wire, because right at the wire on the final jump he was run down and he missed by a nose. He ran a winning race, but he was second by a nose. Very good effort. He'll continue on the Derby trail, and let's see if we can get another winner and bounce back from those second place finishes and get a top choice winner in this race. And in this race I'm going to do the 9th race from Oaklawn Park on Saturday, January 29th, the Grade 3 $750,000 Southwest Stakes for 3-year-olds, a mile and a 16th on the main track with a scheduled post time, 5:22 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a field of 12, beginning with number 1, Ben Diesel, and he won his career debut at a mile and a 16th on a fast track at Churchill Downs. And he won that easily, stalking the pace. Second time out, the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, post 10 and an 11 horse field. He's chased from second, made a bid to the lead, and then he finished 4th in that race, and that was not a bad effort at all in his second career start. Last time in the Smarty Jones Stakes in the slop, 7 horses in this race are coming out of the Smarty Jones, including Ben Diesel from post 13 that day. He dueled on the lead, and he finished 7th, beaten 5 lengths. Now, all the top finishers came from off the pace in the Smarty Jones. It was run on a wet track as well. Ben Diesel had a lot going against him out from post 13, dueling on the lead. The pace was quick. It was a wet track. So now it's supposed to be a fast track this time, and he's got the inside post, and hopefully he can run a better race. The 2, Dash Attack, won the Smarty Jones Stakes, and he also won his career debut. His career debut was 1 mile on a good track. The Smarty Jones was 1 mile in the slop. So we know he likes a wet track, and we know he runs well when he can get some pace like he did last time. Now we're going to find out if he can run the same race on a fast track, or he's probably going to have to run a bit faster to beat some of the other top contenders in here. Don't Cross to Devil, he's 30-1 morning line. He ran well in his first 2 sprint races, winning those at Remington Park, and then he moved to the Phil D'Amato barn, and he ran in the Smarty Jones Stakes, and he never picked his feet up. I thought he could be a live long shot in that race, but he never ran. Now getting back on a fast track, inner post here. Maybe he can go better, but just really not sure where he fits at this point. Is he a sprinter? Does he want to go further? We're going to find out more in this spot. Number 4, Kavod. He's already run 10 times with 3 wins and a second. He was 4th in the Smarty Jones. He stalked from 3rd. He made a bid to the lead, and then he ended up 4th. My main problem with him is he seems better sprinting. I don't think he's going to get better as distances increase if you look at his last start and then his other 2 starts that he tried in longer races. Number 5, Costa Terra for Steve Asmussen. This one still has some the ability to show more in here. He's only run 3 times. He won his career debut in the slop at 5 furlongs. He was a rallying 3rd, beaten a half length. Second time out, the 7 furlong Ellis Park Juvenile, and then in the Breeders' Futurity Stakes last time at a mile and a 16th. In that Grade 1 race from post 11, he finished 5th, beaten 9 lengths. That was a 13-horse field. He's probably not going to be as far back as he was that day. He's fresh. I think he can go better in here. Just not sure how good he is. Number 6, Osbourne. He's 8-1 morning line for trainer Ron Moquette. He was my top choice in the Springboard Mile, a Derby points race at Remington Park last time. He stalked. He led. He ended up finishing 2nd, beaten a half length. Clearly second best. He ran well in all 3 starts. He's just going to have to run faster, and he's going to have to show more punch in the stretch. Ignitis for trainer D. Wayne Lucas. He's 1 for 7 with 2 seconds and 3 thirds. One of those thirds, Smarty Jones Stakes, where he rallied from 8th place to finish 3rd. Again, wet track race, the race shape was in his favor. He was 31-1, outran his odds. Now he's going to have to try to outrun his odds again in here under a different set of circumstances with a fast track, different pace scenario, etc. Number 8, Barber Road, was my top choice in the Smarty Jones, and from post 10 that day, he was 8-1, and he ended up stalking, sitting in mid-pack, getting into a stalking position at the midpoint, got within striking range, and then he ended up finishing 2nd, beating a couple lengths. Dash Attack ran well, and he held 2nd. So good, solid effort. He usually does run well. He's in his last 4 starts, he's finished in the top 3. I'm just not sure if he's going to continue to get better with added distance, but he's one that should work out a decent stalking trip. Classic Moment, number 9, 12-1 morning line, putting blinkers on. $350,000 purchase for Steve Asmussen. Ran well in his first 2 sprints. He was up on the pace in those races, and then last time in the Springboard Mile, he added Lasix. He wasn't eligible for earning Derby points since he added Lasix, and he ended up finishing 4th. So he would have picked up a point, but he didn't because of the Lasix. So now they're putting blinkers on. Lasix goes off. He is eligible for the Derby points this time. Martin Garcia rides. He has a bullet work at Oaklawn Park, and he should show speed. Newgrange, your morning line favorite for trainer Bob Baffert. He's 2 for 2. His sprint debut at Del Mar, he battled on the pace in a professional victory by a length and a half. Second time out as my top choice in the Grade 3 Smarty Jones Stakes on January 1st. The Sham Stakes, on January 1st at Santa Anita Park. And in that Sham Stakes, a 5-horse field, he ended up wiring the field. It was a slow early, fast late race. He controlled the pace. He kept on going easily. So now there's going to probably be some more pace in here, but he should be up on that pace. Call Me Jamal is another one that could be up on the pace. On a muddy track at Oaklawn last time, he set the pace. He held on by a head. He's going to have to run faster against better company. Finally, number 12, Vivar for trainer Brad Cox. This one was 11th by 13 early in the Smarty Jones, and then he was able to rally and pass some tired horses. He finished 5th, beating a bit more than 3 lengths. He's going to have to run better because his other stakes race in the Kentucky Jockey Club, he was no threat there, 6th, beaten 10 lengths. So really no threat in either of his stakes starts, and he's got a tough post for this race. So I think the pace should be honest in here. I'm going to try to beat the Smarty Jones horses for the most part. I'm going to go with Newgrange, Bob Baffert's horse, as my top choice. He's not eligible to earn Derby points because Bob Baffert trainees are barred from running in the 2022 Kentucky Derby, so they won't earn points, but that doesn't mean that Newgrange isn't a contender just like he was in the Sham Stakes. Baffert typically has his horses ready to show good early pressing speed in these Derby preps, and over the years he's done well at Oaklawn Park. His horses show good speed. He knows what kind of horse it takes when he ships to Oaklawn for running well, and I think that Newgrange fits that mold. John Velasquez is going to ride. Baffert and Velasquez, the last 20 times they teamed up, 12 victories. So you have a hot jockey trainer team, a horse that's undefeated. He has the best speed figure based on that Sham Stakes, and we're not sure if he's a need to lead type or not. He'll probably end up pressing outside. Some others to consider in here. I think you can certainly consider the 2 Dash Attack, but I'm just not quite sure really what to do with him because both wins on a wet track, and now he's going to take good money. He was 7-1 last time in that Smarty Jones. He's not going to be anywhere near that price in this race. Ben Diesel will be my second choice. I think he's interesting. Out of all the Smarty Jones horses, he's moving from post 13 to the rail. If he gets a fast track, he was not embarrassed in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. I can see him running well, and definitely want to use him in the mix. And then maybe a few others. Costa Terra would not shock me if that one run well for Asmussen. Just not quite sure how good he is. And then another one, maybe Osbourne. I did like him in the Springboard Mile. I think he'll set a good trip. I'm just not quite sure about the distance. But overall, Newgrange is the one to beat, and he will be my top choice in the Southwest Stakes. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. And head on over to therunawayhorse.com if you're interested in my full card analysis from Santa Anita Park each day that they run. You can find those full cards on my sales page. That will wrap up this video. Until the next Derby and Oaks points races, good luck at the races.